After a 13-year career in radio, Ebro in the Morning, the legendary New York hip hop and New York radio show, is officially over on Hot 97. And this is according to what I've been reading from Hot New Hip Hop. And I'll tell you Ebro Darden's response to this in a minute. For those of you who do not know about Ebro in the Morning, this hosted every show from Monday through Friday and airs on the weekends on every Saturday morning and Saturday evening. They air every episode once and twice every other week. So another iconic program over at Hot 97 in New York City has come to a close. Ebro Darden, Peter Rosenberg, and Laura Stiles saying goodbye to Ebro in the Morning today, December 12th, after 13 years. Per Barrett Media, Ebro and Peter broke the news on their Twitter accounts moments after the final show concluded. And it's done. More to come. Ebro in the Morning, the host over the weekend. Peter added, "I live out in the childhood dream, and it was amazing. Very excited for what's next. Ebro in the Morning, real late." And at the time, Laura has yet to speak on the matter. The development has said for hip hop media, and it is one that Ebro in the Morning and Ebro and Peter both saw coming from some time. In September, the former went on a rant about how new ownership at Hot 97 was essentially doing nothing to keep their top programs like DJ Enough's alive. Additionally, he accused them of pitting Enough and Funk Master Flex against one another. "Congratulations, you played yourself to top our family up here, and all of us here who have worked at Hot 97, and even individuals who no longer work at Hot 97, who have wanted to chime about what's going on at Hot 97. I've been telling y'all for months that the new ownership of the big legend, Hot 97, didn't give a damn investing in this damn thing here." So what's next for Ebro in the Morning? As he goes to his Twitter account, says done, more to come. And Peter Rosenberg pretty much I gave you what in case. He continued, new studios, making cuts, cutting stuff, cutting this and cutting that. Then I hear that here last Thursday, Flex started tweeting about his last show, that they're keeping our show on until 11. I didn't get the email and text. I didn't get nothing. And after Rosenberg, he posted a video to his Instagram hours ago, expressing similar thoughts on a timely matter. I tried to tell you guys for a long time that change is afoot, but change can be beautiful. So yeah, there are some changes on the horizon. Stay tuned, he concluded. And it sounds like something that could be in the works for a long time trio to stay together in some capacity. However, there's merely speculation as of now. Ebro in the Morning joins DJ Enough, who left the station, in August after 27 years. And then, of course, here goes Ebro in the Morning crew. Peter Rosenberg mainly accepted, speaks about the matter. All right, so there goes that. So for those guys who don't know, the Ebro in the Morning show used to air on every Monday through Friday, and most of the time any videos that's coming out as far as breaking news stories like politically will also air along with their hip hop takes all over the weekend. And pretty much a new change in the Hot 97 radio program. New management's come in. They're making changes. They're cutting guys from Funkmaster Flex, DJ Enough, etc., etc. So now they're taking whatever they can with this new management coming in and taking whatever they can, and not continuing to feed the regular hip hop fans and the casual fans who really much enjoy and want to listen to them early in the morning until 11, all on the radio, and pretty much then and there, and then so on and so forth. Everybody knows that. And now, since you got only the other radio station on Power 105, The Breakfast Club, who pretty much embark and embolden their show and their platform, that's all over YouTube, all over the internet, when they pretty much became a castigated, downgraded version of what Ebro in the Morning and Hot 97 did on their platform. and pretty much they're just a slew of entertainment. They don't really do a whole lot of, and they much brought a lot of the Breakfast Club I'm talking about, and Power 105 brought a lot of their own spin to the table with Charlamagne and DJ Envy, and so on and so forth. And they pretty much became a spin off of what Ebro and Hot 97 did, because a lot of them branched off of what Hot 97 did. And now, since you got Jess Hilarious, and I forget the other girl's name, the other young black girl's name. Hold on. Don't know how in the world that guy even on. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I got interrupted by a commercial, as I was saying. But yeah, they branched off to me, and the Breakfast Club, I'm saying, branched off of what Ebro in the Morning Hot 97 did, and they became purely and sheer off of the only off of just purely entertainment. And they do not provide a whole lot of. They only just do strictly interviews. They only do strictly interviews, and they do like topics and answers from call-ins from fans, whoever, like when Charlamagne the God does like Donkey of the Day. That fans call in, and then Charlamagne does his ending segments and talks about that. So it's just similar to what Hot 97 does with the whole congratulations, you played yourself, or when they interview entertainers and movie stars, and of course, artists, and then after that they do like their hip hop hot takes. That's pretty much what they branched upon. That's pretty much what they branched upon, and pretty much how they make their living, and doing a lot of hip hop discussions, do a lot of music discussions and everything, so on and so forth. But the real reason why, they kind of fell by the wayside and fell off a bit to me was, number one, a lot of people are not tuning into radio like that, man. And radio to me is pretty much gone dead at this point. I feel like, to me, they don't have the kind of lasting power. They don't have the kind of audience. And then once you politically dove yourself into the political spectacle, constantly making videos and constantly doing commentary, going after, Donald Trump and the administration, especially with, the new management coming in, taking over, they're looking and watching what you guys are doing, and they're looking and watching what you do at the same time, going in and especially attacking what's going on in the political spectacle and the political game, and attacking and going after Trump and the administration. And then, of course, you making commentaries on Israel and Palestine, and standing up for, of course, Palestinians, which is always good for the community. But at the end of the day, you gotta realize with this new management, and with these new executives and new producers and people that's running and showrunners that's running behind the show, they're looking at the network and say, yeah, we can't pay you guys what you want if you continue to attack, the these politicians, and going after, people that's in the office, the office, the presidency, the New York politicians, so on and so forth. And to me, that's where it just becomes a stinking, and makes fans kind of turn off. And it makes people understand that, radio is just pretty much gone. And then, even when you get to the hip hop discussions, look at all the interviews that Ebro has done with younger artists. He does not care about going out and really seeking and really finding the younger artists and the younger talent. And the same thing with Peter Rosenberg. They all stick to 2 or 3 or 4 to 5 artists that they really truly love and they really truly care about. They don't really, at this point in the game, and over the last like 5 to 6, 7 some years, they don't really stick to really knowing and really caring about the talent. And not only that, people are not listening to radio anymore, people is already going, and shout out to the Theatrix. He pretty much stated what I was getting ready to say. Yes, that podcast, of course, Sirius XM, satellite radio, and Spotify, and not only just those, Apple Music, and yeah, Apple Music, and people that still putting stuff on SoundCloud. People finding their own ways and their own avenues to really just branch out and just make their own way and make their own leeway and make their own way, out into the open to promote their own stuff. And plus, people are living off of touring. People is living off of concerts. They're not even doing interviews. These artists nowadays are not doing interviews anymore. So they're not gonna go to Ebro in the morning, or they're not gonna go to the Breakfast Club like that, because they're afraid of them really getting fully questioned. And then also, and like I was getting back to the point I'm saying about them always going after certain artists, not playing the younger artists, the younger acts that they want to do, and not going after the overall actors and actresses that are really making and doing interviews that are making noise, and are really pushing the game and pushing the industry and changing the game and the landscape as we know it. So that's pretty much what I'm seeing and pretty much what I'm gathering, And y'all, I'm seeing everybody in the comment section. Yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Oh, you said at Kick, you said Breakfast Club fell off because Angela left. Yeah, well, the Breakfast Club was really been to fall off, even before Angela Yee started. Before Angela Yee made her way on out of there, because she wanted to do her own show regardless, because she felt like she didn't really even have a voice on the program. It's because that you always got the loudmouth Charlamagne, loud motor mouth on there, and then DJ Envy, he has to try to add his own 2 cents, and not really understanding and really pretty much getting sensitive over certain topics and over certain people, the way they want to conduct their own set of morals and compass and interviews. And then you said Angie Martinez and Ebro are the only good morning radio except LA Leakers. Yeah, LA Leakers is probably one of the only few good morning radio shows that actually, takes on and discovers and really actually interviews and discuss with the younger talent, with the not just the younger talent, but with the older generation and the older talent as well. They provide a balance, and that's what you really need. It's a balance, a decent and a healthy balance, and you don't have that. And he also said, Charlamagne is good on Brilliant Idiots with Andrew Schultz, but Breakfast Club sucks without Angie. Yeah, they definitely are not the same without her. And to me, I really feel like Charlamagne has changed a lot also since then. But getting back to what I was saying about Ebro, man, this is a big change in the vanguard. At the end of the day, at all good things are gonna finna come to an end at some point, and as the old saying goes, chickens always come on the roost at some point. So you gotta realize that it's a business, it's a corporation, it's a business, a company, and of course the corporations. They're looking at all of your commentaries, they're looking at all of your videos and everything that's watching on your platform, and they're looking at that and grading it and viewing it, and also they're looking at the ratings and the numbers and the view count and the retention rate of how much they're paying attention to you. And if they're not paying attention to you and watching your videos constantly, and you're not like bringing as much revenue now than what you already done, then yeah, you're not gonna be on the radio platform for very long. There's constantly people was complaining at first about Funkmaster Flex not giving like his level of emphasis or empathy towards artists when they're doing their freestyles, and mainly from Griselda, West Side Gun and Conway the Machine, and the rest of them was complaining about Funkmaster Flex, and the same thing with Jid, not really feeling the energy and the emphasis. And I understand where they're coming from, so that's why on Hot 97 Flex has always been one of the main players and mainstays, but that just didn't work out. But those artists just didn't work out. And a similar thing with Ebro and Hot 97. It's just, to me, after a certain point in time, things just did not work out with this new management, with this new company. And then, of course, when you're constantly going after other people, it's just not going to work that way. But I'm going to show you some other reactions, though, too. Let me get that ready to go. Because Ebro also theorizes something, and I was looking at this on Complex as well. Because Ebro Darden theorizes the Hot 97 show, he believes because he's canceled because of anti-Benjamin Netanyahu and progressive views. So here goes Ebro talking about this. He said he thinks he knows the reason why his show Ebro in the Morning on Hot 97 got canceled. And also, Darden reveals his thoughts about the situation in a video he shared while sitting in his car. You look around at all the major media outlets, they all got to fold up because they're all trying to renew their deals and their licenses, he says. He also theorizes why his show Ebro in the Morning was canceled after 13 years. They need my trash talking about Benjamin Netanyahu, anti-Netanyahu, anti-government, and progressive stuff out the way. They're trying to get the bag at these VCs, gotta raise some capital. Then Darden made a specific claim about the person who owns the radio station. Bro's a casino owner, and you know these 3 licenses they got in the New York for the casino. The guy that owns this stuff owns one of the casino licenses. Darden said he got to raise $500 million. They need my ish talking anti-Netanyahu, anti-government, progressive stuff out the way to get me out the way. They're trying to get these bags that these VCs got and raise some capital. Darden continued. They don't give a F about hip-hop or the black music or the black community. They don't give a F about access. They don't care about going with their little nerdy friends to the concerts because it helps and raise money. And they've been trying to get me for years. Earlier today, Ebro announced on X that the show was finished. It's done. More to come. I live out my childhood dream, and it was amazing, Rosenberg said. And earlier, Darden started out dropping hints that he thought his show was on the chopping block after Funkmaster Flex changed time slots. They're going to start, said Darden. The program's right here. The amount of money that they spend, which is a lot, which ain't a lot, but it's more than they spend at the rest of the radio station. When they're cut off fingers and toes up here, it's going to happen, bro. Don't play with these people, man. So yeah, those are just what Ebro Darden was talking about in response to on X, on Twitter, in the and responding to comments that he had made about the show being over and his anti-Netanyahu and progressive views. He pretty much added and implemented that and planted that. That's why, and the theorization and of why the show pretty much is done and canceled from Hot 97. So yeah, man, I just think that at this point, for anybody who thinks that you got a lot of these new media outlets, you got a lot of these young YouTubers that try to be podcasters. Oh, they pretty much gonna take your platform away too if you don't learn how to manage and all that. They're pretty much gonna kill off the people. They're gonna hurt the people. They're gonna hurt people watching these podcasts on YouTube. They're not going to take anything off as far as like mischaracterize and misjudge anybody on this platform, man. Because at the end of the day, on both this channel, my political channel, I have many not just anti-Netanyahu, but anti-Israeli points and anti of the IDF and much more progressive viewpoints and perspectives than almost anybody on here. So no, they're not going to cancel any of us for speaking out and being outspoken commentary. So it ain't just what he's saying about the cancellation due to the outspoken commentary I feel like it's more than just that, and I feel like it's way more than just a mischaracterization. I think it was just a direction that they were going in, that the company and this new management was feeling like, nah, we can just do without you guys. We can just put in another show. That's what I feel like was really the case in my eyes. And just it felt like to me, it was the writing was on the wall. The writing was on the wall, and once you go really go left and go against the morals and compass and only values, then I feel like that's what really was taking place. And cancel. You're not gonna cancel anybody that's just saying anti of Netanyahu and Israel and these viewpoints. No, it's more to it than just that. And you're not gonna hurt the people on the internet, by taking some away. They can just go find another avenue of content to just follow and flock to. That's all it is. Plus, like I said, and just like you said, you got so many outlets, media outlets, like satellite radio and Spotify, Sirius XM. Um, you got Sway in the morning as well, Sway Calloway. You got so many different outlets. You got these online streaming companies as well. You're not gonna the people were speaking loud and clear on what they want to see and what they want to hear, and just the radio, for the longest period of time, for the last, I would say the last 2 decades, has pretty much been gone, man. And people are not really listening to the radio as much anymore because of these online streaming platforms. And the same thing for the movie and the television industry. Everything wants to be on these streaming platforms. They want to be on Hulu and HBO Max, and the same thing can be said with that. So, anyways, that's just how I feel, and that's just where I stand. Tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. I want to thank you guys for watching and tuning in. I am out. Peace.